In a dramatic change of events that has left fans reeling, Mendeecees' son has accused Yandy of abuse, and the matter has swiftly escalated, with police being engaged. The bombshell charges have sent shockwaves through the family, and with everyone asking the same question, what actually occurred behind closed doors? Sources close to the family have divulged frightening truths, and now as more and more individuals weigh in, emotions are running high. One-time heated incident, or is there something far deeper hiding under the surface of this family's drama? Mendeecees, who has been renowned for his protective posture over his family, is suddenly with police investigating and family members at conflict. This is a scandal that might affect the direction of their lives forever. Stay tuned as we break. Despite the bombshell claims, intense debates, and heartbreaking aftermath, you won't believe what happens next. The tale started late one evening when a grainy video appeared on social media reportedly shows Mendeecees' adolescent kid in an extremely upset condition chatting to someone off camera in the film. His voice quivered as he stated that Yandy had been mistreating him for a long time. But what really took everyone off surprise was his surprising allegation that his own father, Mendy, had just attempted to injure Yandy during a heated dispute. The video spread like wildfire, gaining traction throughout within hours. Fans, bloggers, and even some celebrities weighed in on the incendiary claim, using hashtags like the hashtags #JusticeFormSeason and #YandyExposed started trending, and the whole internet appeared to be monitoring the family's next move behind the scenes, according to an anonymous. Insider tensions have been building in the home for months, insiders revealed. Yandy and Mendeecees have been arguing often over parenting approaches and how to manage the increasing gap between men and his oldest. According to reports, the son, feeling lonely and ignored, started confiding in close friends about the emotional anguish he was undergoing at home. These discussions reportedly included allegations that Yandy was extremely rigid, disdainful, and at times verbally violent. Things reached to a breaking point 2 days before the video release when an altercation erupted between Yandy and the youngster. Over his academic performance, witnesses claimed that the yelling battle was heated and left the adolescent clearly terrified. What no one anticipated was the following twist. Reportedly, Mendeecees got home and according to the adolescent, what followed next was horrifying. He claims Mendeecees lost control and attempted to physically fight Yandy in defense. His kid only stopped after mom shut herself in a room. Although there is no formal proof of what exactly happened that night, the boy's emotive video portrayed a vivid and scary image in which he recalled feeling afraid, puzzled, and deceived, alleging that the house he previously felt comfortable in had become a war as the video got more exposure. The media frenzy grew, and major gossip sites ran headline following headlines speculating on everything from Yandy's parenting to Mendeecees' mental health. Fan forums burst with intense conversations, with some admiring the son's courage and others questioning the authenticity of the video. Some fans pointed out that the youngster seemed coached or scripted, while others claimed his sheer passion couldn't possibly be manufactured. What made matters even more confusing was the couple's long-standing reputation, togetherness, and love. They had always portrayed themselves as a mixed family working through issues together. But this scandal appeared to undermine their whole narrative. Police allegedly received many calls from worried fans watched the viral video, and worry for everyone's safety. Within 24 hours, police enforcement was spotted outside the couple's house, and sources close to the family verified that an official wellness check had been undertaken. The contents of that visit remain secret, but it is obvious that the situation was bad enough for authorities to become involved. A family spokesperson gave a short and ambiguous statement, saying that everyone is safe and collaborating with authorities, but that did nothing to quell the tempest. In fact, it simply fueled more curiosity. If nothing occurred, why get the police involved? The teen's mother, who has been mainly out of the public view since her separation from Mendeecees years ago, suddenly appeared on Instagram with the mysterious caption, "Truth always comes to light, protect our children." She didn't identify anybody specifically, but the connotation was clear, and admirers soon construed it as her way of backing her son's allegations while casting shade at Yandandy shortly after another video emerged, this time showing the kid in what seemed to at a friend's home, clearly distressed, talking about how he never intended things to become public, but felt like he had no other option. He expressed sorrow for causing trouble, but persisted on. His voice trembled as he replied, "No one ever believes kids like me, especially when the adults are famous." Meanwhile, Yandandy stayed quiet for more than 48 hours, without posting a single update and not responding to messages, and reportedly canceled an upcoming appearance. Her silence was deafening to some and suspicious to others. Fans speculated whether she was hiding to do damage control or dealing with legal troubles behind closed doors. Sources reported that she was absolutely shocked by the video and felt horribly violated not just by her stepson but also by Mendeecees himself, who had, according to one person close to Yandandy, she has yet to give any public remark, and broke down in tears, adding, "I did everything for him and this is what I get." As pressure rose, the family found itself split, with some relatives siding with the kid and feeling that something had. Others remained strongly behind Yandy, stating she had always treated the children with love and justice. The separation caused even more turmoil, with family group chats apparently bursting. With disputes and accusations, one cousin reportedly commented on Facebook, "They all forgot about the cameras when the real stuff started happening. Now everyone wants to play innocent." What genuinely exacerbated things was Mendeecees' quiet. Fans noted he hadn't commented word publicly since the charges came out for someone typically so loud about his family. His lack of defense for Yandandy aroused eyebrows. Some questioned whether he believed the claims. Others thought he was attempting to protect both his kid and his wife by remaining out of the limelight. Behind closed doors, insiders claimed things were far from quiet. One acquaintance of the couple reported a heated confrontation in their house with Yandy. He apparently pleaded with her, packed her belongings, threatening to leave, and accused Mendeecees of turning the world against her, adding, "You know this ain't real, you know I'd never allow it happen." But she allegedly replied, "Then why didn't he say anything? Why did you let him ruin me?" By the third day, the drama had overflowed into every corner of the media. Reality TV stars chimed in, podcast hosts studied the chronology, and fans picked over every detail like digital detectives. Old video of the family conversing on their program were republished and reanalyzed, with individuals attempting to see indications of strain. The video, in particular, showed a moment when Yandy interrupted the youngster during a family conversation, which supporters thought suggested years of subtle contempt. Whether that interpretation was correct or not, it added gasoline to the fire as the insiders stated that deadly youths had been involved, and child protection authorities were purportedly conducting interviews. The family was urged not to talk publicly about the youngster. Meanwhile, he had closed most of his social media accounts, leaving just one post that stated, "I told the truth, and that's all I can do." And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more hot, fresh whispers started circling. Whispers that Mendeecees was intending to take severe steps to rebuild his reputation and safeguard his family. What that meant precisely was unknown, but supporters were on edge waiting for the next morning at 7:30 a.m., everything changed. Paparazzi photographs started circulating online showing Mendeecees going out of a law office in Manhattan with a gloomy expression on his face and what seemed to be a folder of papers. With paperwork in his hand, he was joined by two strange guys, whom many assumed were attorneys or publicists. Fans instantly started guessing that this was the move insiders had hinted at: strategic legal strategy to either protect his family or separate himself from the damage. What no one anticipated was that only hours later, a bombshell new rumor would surface stating that Mendeecees was planning to file for temporary custody of his kid, according to a person close to the matter. He thought his son was being exploited and needed professional treatment to deal with trauma, not social media attention. This news split followers. Even more, some commended him for attempting to take control of the situation and protect both his kid and Yandy, while others criticized him of trying to hush the youngster and twist the story to escape culpability. But arguably the shocking aspect of this new development was that Yandandy was not listed in the custody application at all. The docs that rapidly leaked online suggested that Minx was demanding a court-mandated therapist for his kid. The request for restricted social media access included no mention of any abuse inquiry or protection against Yandandy, leaving admirers wondering whether he was attempting to clean her image without really declaring so. Was this merely a diversion technique to make the issue go away as the internet sought to piece together the puzzle? An unexpected twist occurred when Yandandy eventually broke her silence. She had appeared in a brief Instagram live from what seemed to be a hotel room. Her voice was calm, but visibly strained, her eyes red and swollen, as if she had been sobbing for hours. And she stated, "I've been quiet because I didn't want to exacerbate the situation. But now my name, character, and love as a mother are being called into question, and I can't let that go on." She disputed all charges of abuse, claiming that she had always loved and cared for Mindy's kid as her own. She also implied that someone close to family had been feeding the youngster false narratives and encouraging him to speak out in ways that only caused more separation. As she talked, hundreds of followers filled the live with comments, some supporting, some nasty. One commented, "We love you. Yandandy, be strong." Another said, "Stop playing the victim." The kid had nothing to gain from this, but the most heartbreaking moment came when she said, "I've held him when he wept, I've helped. I've helped him with his studies, supported him even when it meant battling with his father, and now I'm the villain. I would never harm him." But just as Yandandy seemed to be garnering compassion, a fresh voice note was posted to a gossip site, apparently revealing the adolescent chatting to one of his pals. In the tape, he recalled the time when Yandy allegedly grabbed his during an altercation. She grabbed his arm too firmly and commanded him to get out of her face in an aggressive and terrifying tone. He added, "She ain't ever struck me. But she made me feel like she wanted to, like she could if no one was watching." The tape brought a whole new aspect to the narrative, one that blurred the boundary between emotional injury and physical menace. Fans started to, but was this abuse? Was this just harsh parenting? Or was this all spiraling out of context? Things only exacerbated when the boy's real mother came forward again. This time with receipts, she sent images of earlier text exchanges between her son and Yandandy. In one exchange, the youngster wrote, "I'm trying, but you always think I'm lying." Yandandy reportedly retorted, "Because you are always manipulating the truth." Another text appeared, with Yandy criticizing him for his laziness and saying, "You'll never be anything if you don't grow up." Though the comments weren't aggressive or threatening, many fans believed they demonstrated a pattern of mental stress that some contended that Yandandy was merely behaving like a strict mom, while others felt she was emotionally abusive and condescending. As all of this happened, Mem found himself trapped in the middle. Sources claim he was losing sleep, divided between defending his wife and protecting his kid. One buddy said he looked like a guy slowly breaking apart, always on the phone. With attorneys, family members, and publicists, he allegedly sought out to a crisis management organization to assist navigate the media nightmare. But despite his efforts, the harm, one entertainment writer stated, "The court of public opinion has already ruled, and it does not look good for the Harris family." The tension ultimately burst during a private family mediation session, sources said. Mendeecees Yandandy, the kid and his mother gathered in a neutral place with attorneys present what was meant to be. Witnesses leaving the building reported hearing angry shouting and slammed doors. One person close to the affair stated Yandandy rushed out of the meeting after saying, "I've been your scapegoat long enough." Mendeecees reportedly followed her, attempting to calm her down as the kid sat with his head in his. Following the unsuccessful mediation, other family members started taking sides. One of Yandy's cousins made a long diatribe on social media supporting her, claiming, "You don't get to live off her. Love her and support her roof before throwing her under the bus. She sacrificed all to that family." In contrast, the boy's aunt lashed back, saying, "He's a child, a hurt and confused child. He doesn't need discipline, right? Now he needs to recover." It became evident that regardless of what the truth was, family had been split apart by distrust, suffering, and public scrutiny. Fans, meanwhile, were becoming more emotionally committed than ever. Some made memorial movies. Supporters of the youngster called him courageous for coming up, while others dug out past interviews with Andy where she talked about parenting and sought to bring out discrepancies. One family member wrote, "The way she spoke about being a bonus mom and was all cap now." Another wrote, "Kids don't forget that." And as the internet world discussed and analyzed, another quiet event went almost undetected until now. A neighbor who lives near the family's house informed a local reporter that she had observed police come to the property twice after the original health check. She stated that one of those trips culminated in a heated altercation in the driveway between Yandandy and an officer. Arrests were made. The neighbor characterized the scenario as emotionally charged and worrying. The police department has not given any public remarks, but sources think a formal inquiry is already underway behind closed doors. Yet, just when it looked like the family could be getting towards some type of conclusion, another surprise startled everyone. The boys' school counselor stepped forward anonymously. Through a journalist with a statement that caused even more worries, the counselor said that the youngster had attended their office many times in recent months, expressing emotions of being ignored, targeted, and not desired. While the counselor didn't identify Yandandy by name, the suggestion was apparent. When questioned whether any necessary reports had been made, the counselor allegedly refused to comment, citing confidentiality regulations as the justification. Continued to burn both online and behind the scenes. One thing became brutally clear: this wasn't simply a scandal anymore. It was a full-fledged family catastrophe. The consequences from the counselor's anonymous comments spread like wildfire. Within hours, prominent Bassa blogs and entertainment sites took up the story with titles like "Family Crumbling" and "Fresh Proof." Yandy's parenting may be dominating the internet arena, but what stunned everyone even more was the response from NBC's own. For the first time since the charges arose, he uploaded a dark screen to his Instagram stories with a mysterious message: "Truth takes time, lies move quickly." Fans were